Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. Welcome back to another What's for Dinner. If you're new here, I do What's for Dinners pretty often, and what I do is I share 3 meals that we've had throughout the week. I share the recipes, and then we also do taste tests at the end, and I show you the entire process. We really love it. And one of the meals that we share every single week is a Subby Supper, and Subby stands for subscribers. It's where my subscribers send in their favorite recipes. So if you haven't sent in your family's favorite recipe, I would love for you to do that. Just email me at mandyinthemaking2018@gmail.com. This week we're starting out with another recipe from this amazing cookbook that I got not too long ago. Tonight I'm going to share with you probably her most popular recipe from this book, and it's called TGIF Chicken Fingers. This cookbook was written by 2 sisters, Heidi and Ann. I've shared a recipe from this book before. If you've missed that, I will link it below. But this is my second time, and this is because Heidi, one of the authors, reached out and said that she would love to give you guys a discount on this cookbook. So we decided I would share one of her most popular recipes from the book, which is this one, the chicken fingers and the honey mustard. We're gonna make both. And if you would like to go check out her cookbook in her Etsy shop, you can do that. And if you use the code Mandy15, you're gonna get to save 15% on the cookbook. That is so generous of Heidi and Ann to offer that to y'all. So you have 72 hours, don't forget about it. I'm gonna link it all below in the description box. The recipe recommends that you make the honey mustard first so that the sugar will dissolve. It'll have time to dissolve while you're cooking the chicken, so that's what we're gonna do. To make our honey mustard, I'm gonna use 1 cup of mayonnaise, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1/4 cup of mustard, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, pepper, and onion salt. So while I'm making the chicken, and I'm gonna be making a pasta salad, we'll get to that in a minute. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna keep coming back over to this and stirring it a couple of times. Now I'm gonna get started on my pasta salad. I don't have a recipe that I really follow for this. This is just something that I kind of throw together. Of course, I'll type one out for you down in the description box, but I just wanted to let you know this is just kind of made up throughout the years. I'm going to use this whole 12-ounce box of the tri-colored rotini. You think I need to give you some cheese? Yeah? Okay, Lou, here. Once my pasta is done, I'm going to go ahead and cool it down by running cold water over it. Like I mentioned, I just kind of do this differently each time that I make it, just kind of using whatever I have on hand. I've put red onion in here before. We don't have any today, but you can put any veggies you want. Usually I just add in some zesty Italian dressing, but we had this on hand, so I'm going to use this instead. And I really don't know measurements, unfortunately. I just kind of pour, stir, until I feel like it looks right. Now I'm going to add in some pepperoni. Another thing I'm going to do differently this time is add feta cheese instead of just shredded cheddar cheese. Okay, I feel like it needs some more dressing. Okay, let's taste this. Alright, I'm just going to cover this and put it in the fridge until we're ready to eat. So we're going to prepare the coating for our chicken. I've got a cup of flour, and I've got a teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. I'm just going to mix that together. This is an 8-ounce bag of barbecue chips. Gotta crush these up. now we're gonna take the chicken and dip it in the 4 different things. I'll explain as I go. I've got 3 eggs that I've beaten here. Then it's gonna go into our flour mixture. And then I've got a half a cup of melted butter. Now into the potato chips. I lined this pan with aluminum foil and I did go ahead and spray it with Pam. And this is gonna go into a preheated oven. I've preheated the oven to 425. It's gonna go in for 20 minutes. Then we're gonna flip them over and they'll go in for 10 more minutes. Just flipping these over and we're going to cook them for 10 more minutes. Okay, these are going back in for 10 more minutes. Now the recipe says to just sprinkle it with salt, so that's what we're going to do.
Exciting.
It looks and
Homemade
smells
honey
so
mustard.
good. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm. That is a home run right there.
Down.
Man, that honey mustard sauce for one, because that's the first thing you get is the honey mustard. It is perfect, spot on, delicious. Love the sweet tanginess of it. Man, that is really good.
Cole is so happy right now, y'all.
Honestly, I just want to shove this in my mouth because this is exceptional.
Hey.
This is really, really good. I mean, and it's not deep fried.
No, I know.
You know, you think of chicken fingers, first thing comes to mind is deep frying them. This is not deep fried, but you don't lose any of the flavor. Zero lost in flavor. It is so good because you got the, you know, I mean, you have the fried potatoes that have been crushed, you know, the potato chips, the fried potato chips have been crushed up. So you got that nice crust, and I mean, it's just welded on here. It's held real nice.
Yeah.
Got a good crispiness to it. All right, here we go with the pasta salad.
So this is the first time I've used the Olive Garden dressing on it. It's good. Oh yeah, we love the Olive Garden dressing.
Oh man, that is so good.
Perfect.
Man, I am looking forward to trying some more of those recipes in that book. I mean, this is like, we've had 2 so far.
No, we've had 3.
We've had 3.
Remember I did that pizza casserole.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
do it here
Oh,
on.
yeah, that's
yeah.
right. Oh man.
The book is amazing,
Oh,
y'all.
yeah. It's great.
You've got to go check it out. Don't forget, I've got it linked down in the description box. Tonight for dinner, we're doing a low carb option. A lot of you have left comments in the past saying, hey, can you do more low carb meals? So this one is for you. It is called Unstuffed Cabbage Casserole. The recipe calls for a small head of cabbage. I did Walmart grocery pickup. They gave me a very large head of cabbage, so I think I'm going to use only about half. Okay. I'm gonna move these over here because I'm crying. Seriously, crying.
It's a sad day.
It's so sad. One of the great things about this meal is that it's all in one skillet. So you want a large skillet with high sides. I've got it on medium-high heat. And I'm adding 1 pound of lean ground beef. Now that this has started to brown a little bit, I'm gonna add in our chopped orange pepper and our chopped sweet onion. Now that our ground beef is browned, we're gonna add in our 3 cloves of garlic. And we're gonna saute this for just about a minute. I'm gonna add in a 14-ounce can of fire roasted tomatoes. I'm gonna add in our spices, which are a ½ teaspoon each of garlic powder, onion powder, dried oregano, and smoked paprika. Also adding in salt and pepper to taste. Now I'm just gonna top this with our cabbage. Now I'm just gonna put the lid on this and we are gonna let it simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes or until the cabbage is tender. I just took the lid off and it fogged up the camera, so I'm gonna say this again. It's been 15 minutes, so I'm just gonna check on this cabbage and make sure it's tender enough. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's done. So I'm just gonna mix this all together and then we're gonna top it with 2 cups of Colby Jack cheese. I'm gonna put the lid back on just long enough to let the cheese melt, and then it's gonna be time to eat.
All right, let's get into this low carb bowl of goodness.
I'm legit nervous about this one.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect, I guess. That's impressive.
This is really good. Well, I can say right now, you could not do any better.
That was good, babe. It was
really good. Yeah, it's really good. I love the spices, and the fire roasted tomatoes are a really nice touch on this.
Awesome.
Very good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I'm excited to give it a try. So here's my take on it. I think it is delicious. I would definitely recommend this. However, I wish it had a little bit of a spice to it. Maybe adding some red pepper flake or something in there. Steven's about to add his favorite thing. Sriracha sauce.
Man, yeah.
He wants some heat on his too. So just a heads up, maybe if you like spicy things, if you don't, this is perfect. But if you like spicy, maybe add a little bit of spice in there. We've got one more meal for you, and of course that means it's Subby Supper night. Tonight's Subby Supper is kind of the side dish, so we're gonna be making 2 things, 2 new recipes. We're making a beefy Mexican rice soup, and then the Subby Supper is Mexican cornbread. We're gonna get started on the cornbread first, so I'll tell you a little bit about Melinda, who sent this in. So Melinda is from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and she got this recipe from her mother. Her mother passed away about 3 years ago, and she said this is a small way that she can kind of share the love and continue on her mom's legacy and her love of cooking. Melinda said this is a really popular dish, and anytime that she's invited to a gathering that involves food, she's asked to bring this. So we're excited to give it a try. If you want more heat in yours, you can definitely leave the membranes in there or some of the seeds, but we decided against that. I'm Okay, I'm gonna coat this pan or this cast iron skillet with Crisco. You could use vegetable oil if you prefer. We just love using Crisco. And I'm gonna place this in my preheated oven. I've got my oven preheated to 400 degrees. We're just gonna get this hot before we pour the mixture into it. 2 cups of self-rising cornmeal, 1 cup of vegetable oil, 3 eggs that have been slightly beaten. Just gonna mix this up before we add the rest. Our onion and jalapeno. She said to use 5 jalapenos, but our jalapenos were kind of large, so that's why I didn't quite use that many. A can of sweet corn, and 2 cups of cheese. This is sharp cheddar cheese. I'm also going to be adding in about 1/4 cup of milk. She said you want the mixture to be thick, but not too thick, so I can always add a little more if I need to. That's sizzling, which is exactly what we wanted it to do. Okay, this is gonna go in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. Now we're gonna get started on our soup. I've got a large Dutch oven over medium-high heat. We're gonna brown 2 pounds of ground beef. I'm using 93.7 so that I don't have to drain it. I'm also gonna add in my 1/3 cup of onion and my 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. Our ground beef is done. I'm gonna add in 3 tablespoons of taco seasoning. I'm gonna add in 64 ounces or 2 quarts of beef broth. Two cups of frozen corn. 1 can of black beans that I have drained and rinsed. 1 cup of tomato puree. 1 can of diced tomatoes. Couple of teaspoons of lime juice, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of cilantro, and lastly 1 cup of white rice. We're gonna bring this up to a boil. Now that it's come up to a boil, I'm gonna cover it. We're gonna let it simmer for about 25 to 30 minutes.
This looks very interesting.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
You wanna try the cornbread first?
Man, yeah. This looks really good. I love some cornbread.
Mm-hmm.
The onions and the corn, jalapeno peppers. Oh man. I love the consistency of it. It's really nice and fluffy. And then you've got all of the interesting little the bits of vegetables in there, the corn, the jalapeno, and the onion. I mean, you can definitely taste the onion. I love that. I love that flavor of the onion that's cooked in there. And then the corn gives it that little sweet taste to it, and then just barely the flavor of the jalapeno. There's no heat. It's not like tremendously spicy or anything like that. Oh man, that is really good. Oh man, yeah, I love the spices in here. I love the little kick of lime juice. You can definitely taste that, and it really enhances it. I love that little nice touch there.
It makes a whole lot, so if you have a small family like us, you probably want to half this one. We could have, but honestly, we're gonna eat leftovers for a couple of days. I'm not gonna cook for the next couple of days, so I'm glad y'all like it because this is what we eat. We really enjoyed this week's meals. I hope you did too. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and join my YouTube family. One more thing, leave me a comment below and let me know which meal you're most excited to give a try. Thanks y'all, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Don't worry, I won't reuse this spoon. I can't. I hate you sometimes. Not a poor meal. Don't do that. Are you recording right now?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're a jackleg.
I ain't never recorded nothing.
Are you up in my grill? Ready? Okay, here we go. Stop. Okay. Here we go. Once the thumbs up if you did, and leave me a comment below. Let me know. Okay, let's go. That was just a practice run.
Beep.
All right, ready? Give a thumbs up. That really does help out. Hop up! Why can I not speak? Hey, hop up.
Really, hop up.
Okay, I can do this.
You got this. I know you do.
Okay.